Did you know in the backyard of Los Angeles, in the hills above Malibu, quietly sits one of the most sacred and deranged places in America? It's called Saddlerock Ranch, a sprawling 1,100-acre property owned by the absurdly wealthy defense contractor Ronnie Semler and home to one of the most stunning and troubling artworks in the United States, the Cave of the Four Horsemen. In 1978, a few years before Ronnie Semler tried to sell over 100 helicopters to North Korea, a crime for which he served several years in federal prison, Semler purchased Saddlerock Ranch from the Mudd family. In 1980, the U.S. government, finally figuring out the insane importance of the site, tried to buy the property, but Semler wasn't down. He responded by planting 11,000 avocado trees to reclassify the property as farmland, all of which died years later in a single frost, destroying 1 million pounds of fruit overnight. Even President Ronald Reagan wanted the Park Service to buy the ranch. Having ridden past the cave in his Hollywood days, Reagan loved the place. Unfortunately, Reagan had slashed the National Park Service budget, and the funds they might have had to make a reasonable offer were no more. Writing from federal prison on his own Saddlerock Ranch stationery, "I do not want, need, or wish to have any further dealings with government agencies or government bureaucrats." He added that he had and would continue to take great pains to preserve the sacred rock art on his property. In 2018, the massive Woolsey fire ripped through the Saddlerock Ranch property, completely consuming Semler's 14,000 square foot mansion and vast antique car collection, but not the Cave of the Four Horsemen. Time and time again, for over 250 years, fire has swept over the ranch, and yet the artwork endures. Which brings up an uncomfortable point. When Semler says he's taking great pains to preserve the artwork, well, it's fun to laugh at the misfortunes of a potentially traitorous billionaire with a Trump-supporting artist wife whose watercolors fail to astonish. The truth is, Native American rock art is super vulnerable to vandals and theft. It's not fire that wipes it out so much as human fingers. Semler's stubborn private ownership has quite possibly protected these paintings better than public land might have. Less access often means more protection. Fortunately, Semler will allow you to visit, and he should. The Cave of the Four Horsemen does not belong to him, but to the Chumash people and their descendants still alive today. The paintings represent the first encounter between Chumash peoples and Spanish invaders in the mid-1700s, perhaps the earliest surviving depiction of horses in the Americas, probably spurred by the Portola or Anza expeditions trekking northward from Mexico. It's hard to enter the cave and miss the uncanny coincidence. These were the four horsemen of the apocalypse, literally, for the Native Americans who would soon be rounded up, enslaved, and murdered inside Spanish missions. The Cave of the Four Horsemen is a quiet, haunting point of astonishing historical convergence, unlike anything else in America, and all the more deranged given its stewardship by that uncompromising American conquistador Ronnie Semler, who sold helicopters to the North Koreans.